Slender Man. On May 31st, 2014, in Waukesha, Wisconsin, a fictional monster stepped out of the internet and into real life. What started as a creepy online story quickly turned into something far more dangerous. Slender Man was created in 2009 as part of an online horror contest. Tall, faceless, wearing a black suit, he stalked children in forests. The story spread through forums, creepypasta websites, and YouTube videos. None of it was real. It was meant to scare, not to be believed. But for two 12-year-old girls, the line between fiction and reality began to blur. Morgan Geyser and Anissa Weier spent months reading Slender Man stories. They became convinced he was real. They believed he lived in a mansion in a nearby forest and that he demanded a sacrifice to prove their loyalty. On the day of a sleepover, they invited their friend Peyton Leutner to the woods. There, Morgan stabbed Peyton 19 times while Anissa encouraged her. The girls believed killing Peyton would protect their families from Slender Man. Miraculously, Peyton survived. She crawled out of the woods and was found by a passerby. Morgan and Anissa were arrested hours later while walking toward what they believed was Slender Man's mansion. Both girls were diagnosed with severe mental illness and sentenced to long-term psychiatric care. Afterward, Slender Man content was removed or restricted across many platforms. The case became a warning about online horror, young minds, and how fiction can turn deadly when belief replaces reality. Pizzagate. On December 4th, 2016, in Washington, D.C., an online conspiracy ended with gunfire inside a family restaurant. It began with leaked political emails posted online. Internet users on forums and social media began claiming the emails contained secret codes. According to the theory, a pizza restaurant called Comet Ping Pong was the center of a child trafficking ring run by powerful elites. There was no evidence, no victims, no hidden rooms. But the story spread faster than fact-checking could stop it. Posts, videos, and memes repeated the same claims until thousands believed them. Among them was 28-year-old Edgar Madison Welch. Welch drove from North Carolina to Washington, D.C., armed with an assault rifle. He entered Comet Ping Pong and fired multiple shots, demanding to see the non-existent basement where he believed children were being held. There was no basement. After searching the restaurant himself, Welch surrendered to police. No one was physically injured, but the damage was already done. Welch was sentenced to 4 years in prison. The restaurant and its staff received years of threats and harassment. After Pizzagate, social media companies began cracking down on conspiracy content. The case showed how online rumors, repeated often enough, can convince ordinary people to commit real-world violence. The Blue Whale Challenge. In 2016, reports from Russia and India claimed an online game was pushing teenagers towards suicide. The Blue Whale Challenge was described as a 50-day series of tasks. The challenges supposedly started harmlessly, like waking up early, and escalated to self-harm. The final task was said to be suicide. News outlets around the world reported on it. Parents panicked. Schools issued warnings. At first, many believed it was a hoax. But then real cases began to surface. In several countries, teenagers who had been engaging with self-harm communities online were found dead or injured. While not all cases were directly linked to Blue Whale, the challenge became a symbol of how dangerous online manipulation could be. In India, police investigated multiple deaths where victims had carved whale symbols into their skin. In Russia, authorities arrested individuals accused of encouraging self-harm through private online groups. The challenge itself was largely exaggerated, but the harm was real. Afterward, platforms increased moderation around self-harm content. Helplines and warning systems were added. The panic may have been fueled by rumor, but it exposed a genuine crisis happening online. Momo. In 2018, a distorted face appeared on WhatsApp, and parents around the world feared for their children. Momo was an image of a woman with bulging eyes and a twisted smile. The story claimed that if you contacted Momo, she would send violent messages, threats, and instructions to harm yourself or others. At first, it seemed fake, another internet scare. But then police reports began to emerge. In several countries, children admitted to receiving disturbing messages from unknown accounts using the Momo image. Some were encouraged to watch violent videos. Others were told to hurt themselves. While no confirmed deaths were directly caused by Momo, there were real cases of emotional trauma and self-harm linked to similar online predators using the hoax to scare and manipulate kids. Investigators later discovered that Momo was not one person, but many individuals using the same image to exploit fear. The image itself came from a Japanese art sculpture. Afterward, messaging apps added stronger reporting tools. Parents became more aware of online safety. Momo faded away, but the method remained. The Area 51 raid. On September 20th, 2019, in the Nevada desert, a joke online nearly turned into a mass casualty event. Storm Area 51, they can't stop all of us. The Facebook event was meant as satire. Millions clicked going. The plan was to run into the military base and uncover aliens. Most people laughed. Some did not. As the date approached, U.S. authorities issued serious warnings. Area 51 is an active military installation, and trespassers could legally be shot. On the night of the event, hundreds actually showed up. Several people attempted to cross restricted zones. One man was arrested for trying to ram a gate. Others were detained with weapons. No one was killed, but it came dangerously close. Afterward, social platforms became more cautious about viral joke events. The incident proved that when enough people take a hoax seriously, even a meme can become a real threat.